Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we want to talk about something important for us and that we want to share with the world. And is this realization that we had these days. How are we supposed to have a loving relationship with our body if we are all of the time with clothes on?
The topic of nudity comes deep from our core. We made already some content or post around let's normalize nudity, and I recorded today. I actually did a video today about it because it's so distorted, the topic. We will probably talk more about it because there's so much to say. And we don't talk about judging religion, church, or whatsoever, and who has infused all of this weird distortion. It's more about reflecting for yourself on how we are supposed to have a loving relationship with our body when we put it all the time in clothing. Many people have an issue with their own body, and this has several reasons, not only clothing. Yet this was only one impulse we had, and now this is more an invitation and reflection on how is your relationship with your body? How is the relationship with nudity for you? How comfortable you feel in your body? And why is this? Who brought this to you that we don't feel good? Is this infused by society, by all of how a body has to look like? Is this infused by your parents who said maybe something regarding your body? Was this your first boyfriend? What happened that you don't feel good in your body? Because this is unfortunately the majority. And how we are supposed to have a deeply fulfilling intimacy when we don't feel good in our bodies.
It's not possible. So the bottom line here is that you're not going to have a fulfilling intimacy if you don't have a good relationship with your body. Because, of course, in intimacy, you are naked. And especially if you're having sex, you're naked and you're on that vulnerable state. So if you're not comfortable being naked, then you're not going to be comfortable with your partner. And we have to understand that in order to have a fulfilling experience, it's a comfortable experience. It's a emotional experience. So we have to discharge. We have to be calm. We have to also to receive pleasure and be able to be fully engaged with the experience. All of those things are key elements for a nourishing intimacy that we call are not going to be in place if I am not feeling comfortable with my body. Not only the things that I mentioned, but also because I'm going to be on my mind. So whenever we are thinking about something during intimacy, during having sex, forget it. You're not going to have a fulfilling intimacy because you're on your head. And on your head, on your mind, thinking, the whole experience is on the body, on the feeling, and that's where the connection happens and the pleasure as well. So we have to do the process of understanding that we need to come from the mind down to the body. And I'm explaining myself in the sense that that's where you feel. It's in your body, not in your head. In your head, you think.
And the difference in between this and the truly fulfilling, nourishing intimacy, you will hear us talking about nourishing intimacy, is the difference when you're in your mind. Because, of course, when you, let's say you don't have the best relationship with your body and you think, oh, but I'm enjoying my sex. So, yes, you can have a short-term satisfying experience because then you're mostly in your head and in your mind and more in the, let's say, performance. And maybe you love the person and maybe you have an orgasm, yet it's not going deeper, like fulfilling, nurturing, nourishing to your body, to the connection. And this is where we actually need to go into our body, into feeling. And what is obviously for all of us necessary, because I think there's not one person on this planet who loves 100% all of their bodies. So what is necessary is, it's okay that I have XYZ, several kilos more, cellulitis, a belly. I don't like this about my body. So it's about learning to accept and even love these parts that, hey, I can let go. Why I'm saying this, This is not a promotion video for self-loving your body. It's an invitation of how to get to a really nourishing intimacy. This is learning to let go. So when we let go of everything in our mind, then our body is opening up and can receive way more pleasure. And this is necessary. Now I'm getting goosebumps. This is necessary then to let go of, oh, I don't look good. Oh, I don't like this about my body. So that's why we talk the loving connection with your body. Whatever body you have, it's a process of learning to love it and maybe step by step changing something if you want to, but thinking about why do I want to change it? It's for your own well-being or it's for something outside. And then being able to let go in the act of intimacy, because this is where you receive all the pleasure. The goosebumps is not going away.
Imagine if you want to start having a more nourishing intimacy and having a better relationship with your body is the first step. So yes, the first step is not with your partner, is with yourself. Getting to know your body, your turn-ons, your sensations, what you like, what you don't like. Start touching yourself, start experimenting with yourself, starting connecting with you. It's not going to be possible to connect with someone else if you are not connected to your body. And something I wanted to say from before is that we have sexualized the body. And we have also performanized the sex experience, the poses. I have to pose like this, and my body has to look in a way to the pose to make sense. So it's a very performative view and perspective from sexuality, which here in Brian and Lola, you are going to forget all about performance, because it's not about performance, it's about connection and about having that nourishing experience, that fulfilling experience. When we say fulfilling, it's like you end up with the experience, whatever it is, because we are not talking about it has to be in a certain way. There's no way. It's always different. And that's what makes intimacy much more fulfilling, because it's always new. We always talk about this default of kissing, touching, getting wet, penetrating, getting to the orgasm, and that's it. No, we don't. This can happen, of course, and this can be a great experience. But if that is on your mind already, you have the script, then it's going to be very boring at the end. You have to look for different ways. Start deconditioning how your body needs to look like. And in our experience, yes, you can do the work yourself, but I think it's different from the man, for the man and the woman. And that's something that I've observed. Personally, me, Bruno, I was very fixed with my body looks, how it had to look. And I did a lot of work on letting go of that image. I know for sure that for women it's much more difficult, much more challenging. I think women are completely and brainwashed on how their body has to look. And something that I've done with Tina, especially after pregnancy, was being very appreciative on her body, on the way it looked, even if it was some more kilos. She has an amazing body. And she doesn't think that sometimes. But I always repeat to her that she looks beautiful, that I like her curves, that I don't want her to shave. And I think when a man is connected to her masculinity and with his heart, he's not going to be so fixed on how my woman has to look. And I think that's a great turn on also for the woman, when the man just likes her in every way and in every form, because I think that also comes down to another topic, which is that this fixation on how we have to look is much more personal. I think it's much more personal, because if we talk to the partner, he's not going to be so worried about how we look. It's our perception and our fixation of how we are, how we should look. So that's why the most important work that we can do, and being on a relationship can be a great opportunity, is to work on how we look. The topic of nudity, which we'll make more videos, but being comfortable with the body is so important. And that's something that you can take on with this video, is instead of focusing so much on the intimacy, focus on creating a beautiful relationship with yourself first. And that comes with your body most importantly. So being comfortable with whichever way you look. And yes, sometimes we will wake up feeling drained and how I don't feel good. And still people will say to us that we look so good. So I think it's a process that we all have to go through, men and women. I think, as I said, women have a harder time, but definitely that's a step that we all have to do to have that nourishing intimacy, and is being comfortable with our body, with clothes, without clothes, in the light, in the darkness, but being comfortable in under our skin.
Amen.
Okay, well, guys, see you on the next video.